particularly between the two of them, it also has a higher ceiling. So what do you anticipate happening in this matchup?
This matchup in particular, we're going to see Orcane's up smash not killing nearly as soon as it would on some of the other stages. It's going to be very much how well Maypul can control the stage, and if Orcane's able to, get the range and camp Maypul out, then we're going to absolutely be seeing that here.
Well, first thing we're seeing is Cars just absolutely going in. The thing to keep in mind is that with Maypul, this character is high action per minute. Like, yeah, you can make the comparison to Sheik in some ways, but ultimately, at the end of the day, this character is so fast, so difficult to pin down, and when you add in unique combo elements like that up B, figuring out which side you want to show on, ugh, the nastiness. The combos are so sick. There it is, the F strong to take him off the side. I mean, going into this next stock, it looks like Cars has a definitive lead.
Absolutely. Maypul is a race car. She lives up to that title very, very well. And we're going to see, if JoshyRachi does have the tools and does have the ability to kind of, slow things down, put Nevereatcars in a position where he's not able to just pound relentlessly. But from what we're seeing right now, that's not the case. We're seeing just him go all out, all in, and it's putting the Orcane here in a very tough spot.
Oh, and there's the Nair. He's going to follow up the fair deep. The camera can't even keep up with him. And with that, I mean, Cars has definitely cemented an early lead. And at this point, it's very difficult to come back. Especially when you're just having difficulties pinning down your opponents. I would imagine that Joshy could continue to try to see if he could slow down the tempo by using things like fairs, smart parries, puddle management, and cutting off the stage, but it doesn't seem like really Joshy's going to be able to find what he needs. I mean, it took Cars to end his stock there for him to pick up, put a number on the board. Ooh, no, there's a good punish opportunity.
Sure, and yeah, as you said, it's not looking very good for Joshua right here. He's gonna have to pull out a miracle in order to pull this one around, and it happened so quickly. We're only 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah. I think there's a chance here that Joshy could just simply be smart about what he's doing. Like, for instance, stay at that mid range, and stay underneath the platforms, because the Dare doesn't have access to hit you whenever there's a platform in between you. But it doesn't look like he's going to get a chance here with no puddle and no answers to come back to the stage. It looks like we're going to be seeing Cars take that first game pretty definitively. A couple things to keep in mind, I think, is like Orcane is like a cool character, has this mid-range that you can really extend and augment with the puddle. I think that in order to do that, it would be better if you have if you force Maypul to have less room to dash dance around, so maybe a smaller stage would be better. So this is why the pick back to Fire Capital, I think, isn't really the best choice here.
Yeah, it is very questionable, because Maypul does have the fastest run speed in the game, and even if, she can't get in those aerials, she's definitely able to just run up and hit you and run up and get those sideways as we're seeing right here. So it's definitely very questionable coming back to Fire Capital.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to see if maybe there's a chance that Joshy kind of figures out how to just break off Cars. I mean, there's a couple of answers that you can do where you just like nair out, for instance, or if you even just have that preemptive jab, sometimes that's enough to take it. But being able to space out with backer wouldn't be a bad idea. I think Orcane particularly relies heavily on mechanical or strong fundamental mechanical usage, and at the core of that being RAR. If you don't use it effectively, it's really difficult to play Orcane really well.
Absolutely, and I mean, against Maypul in particular, as you said, if Orcane kind of puts out attacks preemptively and starts putting out, bubbles in front of her, or in front of him, it'll make it a lot easier in order to zone off this Maypul, because, sometimes you can overestimate or underestimate how far you're going to be going, overshoot and go into a position where you're not exactly the safest. But we're just seeing, even right now, like, we're seeing the Cars can play defensive as well. He doesn't have to be going in all the time. He can, choose his fights, pick when he wants to go in and when he wants to go out as well.
For sure. And with that down strong, it takes that next stock. There's one stock left here. I mean, all right, just give him your energy stream. Hope that this man can take a stock off of Cars.
He's got to get a parry.
This is tough. Comes out at an odd angle and gets caught with a fair, but there's the puddle there to bring him back onto the stage. He has a chance here, fakes him out, tries to stay in place with the side B, gets caught into the, oh goodness, getting caught into the vine, but no such luck after the combo game. I don't know. Maybe there's a chance here that we could see just a solid finishing off of down strong.
Personally, I don't see it. We see, Cars has such precise movement, and even though it's just such a fast character, oh man, even though it is such a fast character, like, he knows how to use her. He knows how to use her very effectively, and that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing him, choking out Joshi, and it looks like that's going to be the game and the set right there. Nevereatcars taking it 2-0.
Yeah, that was clean. At least towards the end, Josh took the example and was finally able to get that one kill off of him. But I think the big thing to keep in mind is to just try to check whoever you're playing against, and just make sure that they feel like they're at least not getting away with murder in terms of movement, right? And that's the thing that's most important to Maypul. Movement is everything to this character, positioning and spacing, and she has great access to it so easily. If you can start cutting off options and make them feel stifled and limit the amount of ways that they can get either around you or approach you, you then have made your life a lot easier. So definitely part of that would be stages and banning off fire capital as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.